death, taxes, and talks about a woman's alliance in Big Brother are the three constants that make this world go round. Year after year, season after season, we are bound to hear the rumor of a woman's alliance, the threat of a woman's alliance, or the attempt to form a woman's alliance. Yet year after year after year, whether it was fiction or reality, a woman's alliance never seems to work. And honestly, never even comes close to working. It's pretty much a joke in the Big Brother atmosphere at this point, but I'm rarely seeing the discussion for why this happens to begin with. So I will try my best to look through and talk about why these all-women alliances fail and try to solve this possible mystery and see if we can peek into the underreported reasons for this disastrous alliance never panning out. Also, when I am talking about all women's alliances, I'm talking more than two people. A duo is an entirely different thing than an alliance in my opinion, and will not be considered for the sake of this video. Before I dive in quickly, I wanted to ask that if you do enjoy this or any of my content, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And if you have any other video suggestions in the Big Brother realm that are of a similar topic, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'd love to do another analysis like this. But that's for future me. Right now, let's figure out why every single all-women's alliance seems to be dead on arrival. The first point I want to talk about is something I can only say about more modern day seasons with some exceptions, but it's the stigma against all-women alliances that constantly exists, which shuts down the concept of one being made to begin with. I briefly mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but the idea of an all-women's alliance is a very real concept. A concept I think is a factor to all women's alliances failing more than all women's alliances being bad in themselves. People are so quick to pull the trigger and say, oh, the women have to be working together for simply being women or talking together at any given point. It's honestly a massive double standard in Big Brother history where if 2 or 3 women are seen talking by themselves together, people automatically assume they're talking about working together. But if you go on the opposite end of it and you see 2 or 3 men doing the same thing, nobody bats an eye, when most of the time the men are the ones that are plotting and scheming. Women's alliances are put behind the 8 ball instantly and kinda can't be formed in the modern day. There are too many eyes on it from the jump. So unless you play extremely well and aren't seen together, like ever, it's never going to happen or be successful because people are too scared of the idea of an all-women's alliance for some reason, despite the obviously terrible track history that it has. So at least in the modern day, you've seen pretty much no all-women's alliances be formed, and I think the main reason for this is this very issue. It gets cut before the idea can even form with other people. The next glaring reason why all-women's alliances fail is due to how they are constructed to begin with. One of the biggest downfalls of a women's alliance is that too many people come into Big Brother with the plan to want to form an all-women's alliance, and that is setting yourself up for failure. Imagine I'm playing Big Brother, and before even walking into the house, I tell myself I'm going to form an alliance with 5 random people picked out of a hat. Do you think that alliance is going to work out well for me? I don't think I need to answer that question for you. It's no, because I don't know these people. Going in with the all-women's alliance mindset is the same thing. You have to get to know these people first and do what all alliances do. Figure out if these people are truly trustworthy and good allies to have. You cannot form a successful alliance with the only guide and commonality being that everybody else is also a woman. Because people are more complex than that. Not only that, but people have different motivations than each other. While some may be super keen to want to create this all-women's alliance, others might not work well with other women. Some women just don't click with each other. Kind of like some people just don't click with anybody. It's just how it works. But because you added this person into the all-women's alliance before even getting to know them or know how they feel about you or other people, you have no idea that they are against this idea and plan on ratting out this alliance instantly. And just like that, the alliance is dead because you didn't actually get to know the people you are forming this alliance with. By the way, when I talk about this has nothing to do with these people being women. I'm not saying that women are incapable of working with each other. I'm actually trying to prove the opposite with this video and prove there's a misperception with all women's alliances. All I'm saying for this point is that the heart might be in the right place when you think about this concept before going in the house, but the actions taken most of the time to an all-women's alliance are done completely wrong and puts themselves in a system that is destined to fail basically 100% of the time. My next point is kind of in the same realm as my previous, just talking about the general structuring of Big Brother, and that's the casting. When Big Brother creates its cast, they have their archetypes that they need for each season, give or take. But something that is a constant when it comes to the women's side of casting is that Big Brother seems to cast women of personality types that are going to clash. A woman's cast of Big Brother will look something like this most of the time. 2 to 3 conceptually attractive women that are probably popular in their day-to-day, a super smart girl, a southern gal, a complete wildcard nutcase, the normal girl, and the older woman. Pretty much the formula Big Brother will use for every female cast. And that formula is not set up for the women to work well together. And more often than not, that will get them to target each other early and often. We've seen it way too many times to count. And when you look on the men's side, we got like 4 super hot and super ripped dudes with varying accents. And we all wonder why the guys are all working together. It's because you casted the exact same dude 4 different times. Like, duh, they're gonna work together. The show sets up a game that pins the women against each other from the start. I feel like I keep having to stress this point again, but this is not at the fault of the women that are cast or saying women are incapable of working together just because they differ in personality. But when every single season has them starting pinned against each other, it's not a shock that we rarely get this all-women's alliance to actually come together in the first place. It's not fact, it's just probability, and the probability of these women coming together to form an alliance based on the casting is a lot less than it would be if the casting was not the way that it is. Not to throw even more shade at Big Brother production, but I'm gonna throw more shade at Big Brother production. Because I think the comps absolutely play a factor in all women's alliances not playing out. Big Brother is a show that depends on competitions a lot more than other reality shows do. It's very hard to hold agency, power, and trust in this game if you can't win comps. This goes for individual people having success as well as alliances having success. We all know what Big Brother has been for a long time. It's been a show with extremely inequitable comps. Jag broke the record for most comp wins in a single season, and he barely had to use his brain one time for any of those wins. It's unbelievable. Big Brother skews heavily towards comps that are physical or have physical aspects to them. Those types of comps are going to cater towards the men. Now, if you create an all-women's alliance but are unable to win any of the early comps or any comps in general, you're unable to build up your agency, power, and trust. And all of a sudden, you're on the block next to your alliance come eviction night. It's a story as old as time, and thanks to, yet again, something outside of anybody's control, the all-women's alliance is falling behind the 8 ball. Notice a pattern here? The comp structure on Big Brother in particular is setting women back. Notice how much more common all-women's alliances are in Survivor, as well as the ability for them to be successful. That's because you don't need to rely on winning in order to maintain control and build agency, power, and trust in Survivor. It's a very simple formula that Big Brother fails to realize in the modern day, I guessed. I don't need equitable comps just so all women's alliances can succeed, but I need equitable comps because equitable comps are equitable. That's the entire point. Just add it to the laundry list of reasons why comps should be equitable, aside from, like, common sense. And the final reason I'll talk through is a pretty stupid one, but I genuinely believe it's the fact that we always talk about all women's alliances never working. There's been a stigma attached to women's alliances that not only do men try to take them out before they start, but women are doing the same exact thing. Because of how unsuccessful women's alliances have become, whenever one tries to form, there's always going to be somebody in that alliance that thinks to themselves, well, this is never going to work, so I might as well jump ship before somebody else does. Boom. Alliance busted, and it was never given a true chance. It sounds crazy, but it makes a lot of sense whenever you look at it. We've gone so far into the deep end of talking about the failure of all women's alliances that we might have reached the breaking point. I do not think it's impossible to have a successful all women's alliance, but there are so many outside factors that have made this feat one of the hardest to achieve in Big Brother. Some of these issues can be fixed pretty easily if production would get their shit together, but some of these issues are just rooted into Big Brother, and that's quite the hill to climb. I'm hoping one day we get to see the success of an all-women's alliance because that would be unique to Big Brother, and I'm all about seeing something unique and exciting. But until then, the stigma will continue to linger. But I hope I at least did a passable job at explaining on how I feel on this matter because I think it's something that not many people talk about or not many people understand the issue of it until you look into it and realize that it's no shock that this has never succeeded before. But that's all I really got. We're fully into Big Brother now, so continue to expect some Big Brother content coming constantly, along with whatever other video topics I plan on throwing in between, because trust me, as much as I love Big Brother, I can't do 3 months straight of uploading Big Brother. That's just not how I roll. But it's mostly going to be Big Brother, so I hope you are ready and stick around for it all, because I have some really fun videos that are going to come up throughout this season. That'll do it for me. If you made it to the end of this video, I love you. Platonically, of course. And I will undoubtedly see ya when I see ya. Bye-bye.